Hello, hello. Welcome to another video. My name is Stef. I'm a psychic soul alignment coach. What I do is I work with spiritual entrepreneurs to help them to do the very deep levels of healing necessary to more powerfully align themselves with their souls so that in this greater alignment, they're able to have a greater level of impact, influence, and income. So that is how I help people. Every Friday, I come on here to my YouTube channel to do a teaching that my spirit guides asked me to bring forward today to help you in your journey in some kind of way, whether it's your own personal spiritual evolution, healing, or your journey of entrepreneurship, or whatever else they want me to speak on to help you. So today, my guides have asked me to speak on the coronavirus and how this is the ushering in of a new age, how the coronavirus is supporting the ascension process. So if you're curious about this, let me know in the comments below how excited you are to hear this information today that I'm going to be bringing forward. And let's get into this video, okay? So what they're wanting me to share, because there's quite a bit of information out there, many different points of views spiritually on what this is bringing forward. But what they're wanting me to tell you today is that the coronavirus, what we're all experiencing globally at this time, is really just a wake up to humanity, okay? And it is not necessary to blame anyone for this that is coming up in the world, because there are some spiritual channels out there that speak to this subject or other things in regards to placing blame on certain governments, certain leaders that they feel are holding us back in our ascension process and returning to who we are. And so it's really important to do our best to come from a place of truth inside of ourselves and recognize that no one is actually to blame. It's not us versus them. It's not, them holding us back in any way. This is something that we all collectively have manifested, and we all have a role in that. It's not just them creating these kinds of things, okay? We have collectively created this. Why? Because as a collective, coronavirus is serving as a wake-up call for all of us. Okay. And it's really bringing to our attention, it's allowing us to take stock of certain things in our world that are out of balance. They're out of alignment. And so this whole situation that we're all going through, where many countries right now are under quarantine and life has kind of started to stand still in a sense, are giving us the opportunity to slow down, to really recognize what is out of alignment, what is out of balance, so that we can correct that and allow ourselves to continue to move forward. And so now that everyone has slowed down, we have the opportunity to increase our awareness around what is really important to us, what really matters, what's important to the world, what needs to be fixed or changed, and certain things around ego. Like it's shedding light on a lot of our own egoic type of behaviors that are being and started going to stores and supermarkets and things, and they were like overbuying things, and there is a lack of food, of basic needs type of stuff for some people, sometimes for some certain groups of people. Why? Because everyone is out there trying to look out for themselves. Everyone is out there, trying to take care of themselves. And it's very ego driven. It's very like, I have to ensure my survival. I have to, look out for myself, and I have to take care of me. And to a certain extent, that is normal, I guess, or maybe not normal, but like it's understandable, because that's how our ego is supposed to work. It's supposed to drive us to take care of us, and to keep us safe. And so it's understandable. However, because of this whole experience, we're trying to see how our egos are driving us to not care about others and to only care about ourselves, and giving us time to reflect on how this is permeated throughout many different industries, throughout many different systems, how it's all about just like, I'm going to take care of myself or mine or whatever, and just forget about everyone else. And we're really going to a state of unity. We're returning to a state of unity. That's part of the ascension process, is, returning to who we truly are, the truth of who we are, that we are all one, and that we're all, unconditionally loving and supported and abundant and all these different things. And so we're trying to return back to our unity. And so the coronavirus is helping us to see where we are not united, where we are separating ourselves. And also this whole thing of quarantine is having people to separate themselves, to isolate themselves, thinking that that's the answer, trying to, I wouldn't say promote it, but like to a certain extent, it's, showing us even more these egoic things that are driving us thinking we need to separate ourselves rather than come together and be loving and supportive of one another and look out for each other. So it's giving us the space to really see how prevalent, I guess, our egos are and how it's driving us so strongly, and that these kinds of things need to be shifted. They need to be changed. Like when we go through these kinds of difficult experiences in the world, or not supernatural, not supernatural, but like natural phenomenon, like hurricanes or floods or volcano eruptions or whatever else it may be that really shakes certain parts of the world or the entire world, rather than disband and separate ourselves and every man for themselves, we need to really come together and be supportive of one another. And so seeing how this whole coronavirus has like separated people, and how some people are being negatively affected, like the elderly who, probably already have some difficult like challenges with going to the supermarket and, getting their own things. And now that they're going, like they don't even have the things that they need to take care of themselves. And so certain people are left high and dry. Single parents who maybe didn't make it to the supermarkets and stuff, and now their kids don't have food to eat. I know some of my friends on Facebook as well. They couldn't go and find groceries. Like they couldn't find groceries in their area to feed their kids, and they had to like drive tons of miles away, or like their parents had to drive tons of miles away, to go find food, to bring it back all the way so that, these kids could get fed. These kinds of things, are really being highlighted to show us that this is not the way. We need to really be there for one another and support one another and come together more than ever. But in a sense, what this coronavirus thing is doing for us is it's really helping us to trigger heavily our ego, just as much for, unawakened people. So people who are not aware of, who they truly are, anything related to that, or any kind of path that will help them return to who they truly are, as well as awakened people. So for those of you that identify as, spiritually awakened, light workers and things like that, even many light workers are, into a panic. They're afraid of what's going to happen in the future now, because many people have lost their jobs, or they're not going to get paid over the next couple of weeks, and they don't know what's going to happen with their jobs in the future, and so on. And so even for spiritually awakened people, they're being triggered heavily by their ego at this time. And so this is really to bring to everyone's awareness, but especially those of you who are, a bit more awakened, in this sense, to really recognize what things about your ego you need to release, you need to shift, so you can come back to unity, so you can come back to the truth of who you are, which is you have nothing to worry about. You are going to be fine. You're going to be okay. The steps will be provided. It will work out. But when you allow yourself to get run by this egoic stuff and, allow yourself to be put into a panic, fear, and anxiety and things like that, that is just an opportunity for you to release those things so that you can come back to your truth. Because that is how the coronavirus is supporting us. Is it's really helping us see where we're disconnected from the truth of who we are, that we are all one, we're loved, we're supported, it's all good. The divine has it in their hands and it's all going to work out. Versus when we're not really leaning into that and we're leaning into ego a lot. And also to really help us to see where we need to shift things in our world, because what this coronavirus thing has done is it's disrupted our normal everyday life. And it has now stopped children from going to school, stopped people from going to work, maybe stopped certain services from functioning normally, the way that they usually do. And all of these different things. So it's really disrupted and affected our everyday life. And so now it's, giving people, now that we're at home still, it's giving people the opportunity to really think about things more powerfully. And this is what I channeled in my March energy reading. So every month I do a monthly energy reading. You can check it out. I don't know, here somewhere there will be the card for you to go check that out later. But I talked about how in the March energy reading, there was like 3 important themes. One of them was faith. Faith is really going to be important this month, which a lot of people are having to lean into faith right now because the future is uncertain. Another one was like retreating in silence and time, like standing still and reflecting, which is what we're all being given the opportunity to do right now, because a lot of us can't even go outside. I know for me right now in Peru, where I'm at, I couldn't even go to the park today because I'm not allowed to be in the park when we're in this state of emergency. We have to all be home, confined to our homes. And I forgot the other thing that I said in the March Energy reading, but this is basically, you know, what it's giving us the opportunity to do is really start thinking about, oh yeah, the other one was like coming back to our truth, our soul's truth, having a deeper understanding of ourselves. Thank you guys. And so this is what this whole like pause in life is really giving us the opportunity to do, is really go within and reflect and really understand, okay, what is really important here? Like, what is important to me? What do I want? What does the world need? What do I want to bring to the world? That's really what it's giving us the opportunity to do, because as you're having this time to reflect, and maybe you've lost your job, maybe you don't know if your job is certain, and now you're getting to spend all this time with your children, and you really are able to now recognize, now that you've slowed down, oh my God, like I really want to spend time with my children. I really want to be there with them more. And I wasn't spending all this time with my children before because I was, you know, consumed with work, and my work took all this time. But now that I'm here with my children, because I have to be, I really want to keep doing this. I don't really want to go back. So what is important to me? What do I really want? You know, I want to create a job or a career that will allow for me to both, you know, be an at-home parent while still being able to provide for my family and doing something maybe that I actually enjoy more, because I didn't really enjoy my job and so on. So now this kind of situation is giving you an opportunity to get clear on like what you want, what you truly desire, what matters to you, you know, because it's really allowing you to put a lot of things into perspective so that you can get clear on that. Because what happens is that we very regularly need to make time to go within and self-reflect and gain clarity around things, to realign and move ourselves in that direction. And a lot of times, because of everyday life and the things that we have going on, we don't really slow down to do that. We're just constantly going. And that's exactly what my guides wanted me to speak on today, is because people need to stop being like robots. People need to stop just getting up, going through the motions, doing things, and then, you know, being in this endless cycle of just being in the matrix or doing the thing, you know, every single day, and living this kind of mindless existence. And so this is giving you a time to really get clear on what you want. And then as far as what the world needs, as I said earlier, we're seeing through media and other things how people are not having the kindest behaviors, how people are really just being very ego driven, how people are, you know, forgetting areas, because now we're having time to think about that and to see that and witness that and observe that. And so it's giving us the space to really think about, okay, what does the world need? Because the world is in a mess right now, and we need to fix that. We need to change that. What needs to happen in the world? And so now we're able to contemplate on this. And then the last part is, you know, what can I bring to the world? So this is where you have to see how you can combine what you want, you know, to create more of in your life, what you desire, and to be able to at the same time provide and give back to the world, contribute to the world in some kind of way, so that we all benefit. The world gets to go round, you know, we all mutually benefit from this. Because what's happening is that moving forward, it's really about being very purpose driven in terms of our careers and our jobs and the things that we do to provide for ourselves. It's really about doing things that truly mean to us, that are truly being of service to the world or others in some kind of way. It's not just about mindlessly doing something and then that's it. It's about really contributing on this greater level. And so this is giving us an opportunity to go within and connect to our soul's truth and really recognize, like, okay, what do I desire? What do I need to bring forward, right? So this is how the coronavirus is helping us as far as like slowing down. And also it's causing us to really start thinking outside the box, because we are stepping into a new age, a new time, where the world moving forward is going to be completely different. How we do things is going to be completely different. And so now that our everyday life has been disrupted, now it's giving us the opportunity to look for alternative methods. And so going back to the example that I gave earlier, where if you're a working parent, but you decide from this experience you want to be home more, then this is giving you the time to also see how you can create that career, that job that you desire, and be able to work remotely, be able to like work from home or whatever it is. Like, find these other ways to do your work in a way that is different from what you thought. Because a lot of people sometimes have this belief that, oh, you know, I have this this career, and this is how I'm supposed to work, and I'm supposed to go to this place. And maybe they don't really want to go to that place to work. Maybe they want to keep doing what they're doing, but they just don't want to do it in that way. And so they have to innovate. So for example, if you are some kind of personal fitness trainer and you really enjoy this work, and that's something that you love, but maybe for most of your career, you thought that you needed to be up in the gym working with people directly. And maybe you don't really want to do that. Maybe you want to spend more time with your family and you want to reach more people. You want to make a greater impact. How can you do that? You can do that by, maybe setting up an online course to take people through a certain program and teach them certain things or educate them or whatever it is. And so this gives you the freedom to not just reach more people, but it also gives you the freedom to, be at home and do what you want and spend time with your family, with, people that are important to you, or to work on other projects, to maybe use that excess free time to contribute to organizations that maybe need support, or set up a foundation, or whatever it is, So this is helping people to kind of innovate in a sense, like how they're doing their work or what they want to do moving forward. So this is how it's supporting us. Now, also this disruption of everyday life, this forced slowing down that we are experiencing, is allowing us to really come into a greater connection with our true selves, to get clear on these things. So our desires, our dreams, and what we want to contribute to the world. But it's also helping us to slow down enough to get connected with our physical bodies, because right now what's happening is the energy at this time is really affecting a lot of people physically. A lot of people's diets are changing. A lot of people are steering away from meat. It's more and more people are becoming more plant-based. And so this reset is what we're going through. It's a reset because we're slowing down, and we're going to come out totally different out of this. It's allowing people to really be able to nourish themselves properly, to really get back in tune with their bodies, to really see what works for them, what doesn't, what their bodies are truly craving, and really be able to take this time to nurture and support themselves, so that when they go back into real life, they're able to have this greater connection to their body and really feel inside of their body like what is working and what isn't. Because what you need to understand is that a lot of the non-awakened people quite often need to get on this path of greater awakening through first working on their physical bodies, because we have many different levels to who we are, to our being. And so one of those levels is our physical body. Then we have emotional, we have mental, we have spiritual, we have energetic. But these people quite often get on this greater path of spiritual connection through their physical bodies first, and they need to make changes in their diets. And so in order for them to make changes in their diets, though, they first need to become aware that their diet that they're currently on is not supportive of them, is not helping them to feel good. And because as humans, we're driven by our, lives, our busy lives and things, and we're just like in this constant state of stress and doing things, and we're just robots just pushing through things, getting things done. They're not able to notice how diet is affecting them, how nutrition is affecting them at this time. So now that they're able to slow down and maybe not go to work that night shift anymore, maybe not have to be in the street and just pick up another McDonald's thing because that's the only option that they have in that moment. They're actually like at home, forced to cook home cooked meals, forced to cook really good food for themselves, and just take care of themselves and to sleep better and all these different things. It's giving them the opportunity to reset and to really get in tune with their bodies, so that moving forward, they're able to continue with these dietary changes, to continue to move more in the direction that their inner guidance is leading them down, and to really also get clear on things that are important to them. Because if there's a person that is working the night shift because they feel like that's what they have to do to make money or whatever it is to provide for themselves, and they've just been pushing through it, even though, it's really, in a sense, have affected them in their health. They wake up tired. Working the night shift in places is very exhausting for a lot of people. It's very taxing. But they've just been working, through this because that's what they've had to do. That's how things have been. And so now that they can't maybe go work these night shifts and they are sleeping properly, once they go back into work, they're going to really feel it. They're going to really notice how it's impacting them. Because they've slowed down, and they're going to really be able to take notice and say, okay, this is really not for me anymore. I have to find something different, something that is more supportive of me. And they're going to be able to make different choices moving forward, what I'm talking about here. So this is how this is helping a lot of people to really come back into a greater connection with themselves, because just this greater physical connection allows them to connect more deeply to their divine inner guidance, and it's going to help them to lead them forward in the direction that their souls or their higher selves are calling them to go down. But they have to like reset to really be able to tune in more powerfully. And so that's what this is giving us, this opportunity to really help these people to start going down this path. Even if it's, through nutrition initially, and in this sense. Okay. So the purpose of the coronavirus that my guides wanted me to speak to, just to sum up, is number one, is to help people really connect to who they truly are. It's giving them the space to think, to what's important, to what the world needs, to what they want to contribute to the world, to what matters. It's really giving people this space to connect more deeply to their inner guidance. Number two is it's really a new way to bring new systems forward, new ways of doing things in terms of careers and technology or education. Because again, a lot of the people, for example, children can't go to school right now, but they still need to receive their education in some kind of way. So this is giving us this opportunity to innovate when it comes to education, to see how maybe children can be educated from home, because quite often there's a lot of stigma around homeschooling, or parents, believe that they can't educate their children, or that children have to go to physical school locations in order to be educated. And so now this is giving us a way to really think about, okay, how can we still help these children receive education, or how can parents learn how to educate their children, and so on. So it's creating all of this opportunity for innovation in regards to that. In regards to technology, of course, we have to use now technology more than ever, in a sense, to really help fill the gaps for all of these things that we can't go physically do anymore, right? When it comes to careers, again, it's helping us to innovate how we continue to work in the jobs that we have in a different way, like in the example that I gave with the fitness coach or instructor, really helping that person maybe take their career, their business from physical in-person type of things to maybe online. So it's giving us a way to bring new systems forward. It's also, through seeing a lot of the maybe egoic-driven behaviors or other things that we're not in agreement with that have been happening as people have gone through this experience. We're seeing how certain things need to change. Maybe how we respond to crises need to change, and we are going to put new things in place, or we are going to do things, in case of like future emergencies, to make sure that everyone's family is like provided for financially. The governments maybe are going to create something like that, whatever it is, but it's allowing for innovative stuff to start happening, okay, to really help start changing up how we live and experience our world. The next thing is that this is really a strong call to action for light workers. I don't know why I can't speak today, but it's a really strong call to action for light workers. And I spoke about this in my Facebook community. I have a Facebook community of over 1,000 people. It's a really amazing, loving space. You can totally come and join us if you'd like. In the description of this video, the links to the group are there. I will tell you though, if your profile looks a bit sketchy and stuff, or I don't know, I'm suspicious of it, I will not accept you. So if for some reason you have like this vague, profile, and I decline your request, you're more than welcome to message me and let me know, hey, I'm from YouTube and I want to be in your group. And then I'll be like, oh, okay, cool. You're not some random weirdo from wherever trying to join my group, because I do try to maintain the integrity of that group. But what I spoke about this in my community on Wednesday evening. I do Wednesday teachings there. So if you enjoy this teaching, you can come and join us there. There are Wednesday teachings there, and I will upload this teaching here to YouTube. And the teaching was all about how spiritual entrepreneurs are needed more than ever, now more than ever. And I really spoke for like over 40 minutes on the importance of this, because it was a very strong message that came forward through my guides around this. And so light workers, change makers, innovators, people who are here to usher in this new age, this new way of being, this new way of existing, it's really a strong call to action for all of you. Because what happens is it's not enough to be spiritually awakened and to have this knowledge and this wisdom and just keep it to ourselves. We really are here to spread that information, to reach more people, to help people get on the path of spiritual awakening and enlightenment or connection to their true selves. And we really have to step up and be part of that, and to really help move that process along. And unfortunately, unfortunately, but what's happened is that as light workers, we still have to do a lot of deep levels of healing work. We have our own ego things that cause resistance. And to just put it bluntly, like many of us haven't really been stepping up. Many of us haven't really been moving forward with our soul's purpose because we've been holding ourselves attached to these day jobs, to have a secure salary or to provide for ourselves, and allow scarcity to drive us rather than step into our soul's purpose. Maybe you've been feeling this really deep call to start a spiritual based business and to share these teachings and things with other people. But again, your egoic things around, I'm not good enough, I don't know enough, no, I need my day job to provide for myself because I don't think I can do the spiritual business thing and be successful with that, and so on and so forth. All of that has been driving you to hold on to a job that isn't serving you and it's keeping you from doing the work that you're really here to do, and to really do that, to really start stepping into that purpose, that soul's purpose, more powerfully to help make your impact. And so this has been a really strong call to action, is for people who have been feeling the pull to really share these teachings around healing, around spirituality, around spiritual development, personal development, and so on. It's really a time for you to really step up and to shine your light and to help people. And I will be uploading this teaching next Wednesday to this channel, so you can check it out. The links will be up here somewhere. And I will also be uploading soon a video that I did on Instagram where I talked about the difference between purpose and soul's purpose, because they're a little bit different. And right now, many of us are being called to step into our soul's purpose, which is that thing that we're meant to be doing to have this bigger impact in the world. So when that video comes up on my channel, you will see the card somewhere here that you can click on, and you can go through the things, and the video links will be in the description. But it's really a time to step into our soul's purpose and be a part of this shift, to help the people who are not awakened and who are very much still connected to their ego more powerfully than us, because we're still going to always go through layers of our ego. But the people who are like super still ego driven and are in this panic and anxiety, it's time for us to really rise up and to help those people so that they're not driven by this anxiety and this fear, this worry, this panic, and to help them to remember who they truly are, so that we can all move forward in the ascension process with more ease and grace, and we can, help one another. This is what it's really all about, is helping one another. And as I said, we observed in media how people are having these kind of selfish, egoic driven types of behaviors where it's all about, me, I have to look after me. But again, when it comes to being a light worker, and when you feel like you have a soul mission here or a soul purpose here to fulfill, you also have to do your part and stop being about just you, and like, oh my God, I gotta like hold on to this job, and I gotta, what if I'm not good enough to do this, and what if I can't succeed with this? That's all egoic things. That's all you, your issues, your insecurities, your hangups, your things. And it's not about you anymore. You have to start taking the steps forward to get over that, to move beyond that, to heal from that, to release that, and to really recognize you are worthy. You do know enough. You are good enough. You will succeed. You were born to do this. You were meant to succeed with all of this. So start doing it. Just start doing it. And I'm not saying to leave your day job right away and to step into this work right away, unless that speaks to you. But it's really about taking more powerful action steps rather than continue to hold back, rather than continue to keep yourself in the shadows and keep all of this knowledge and wisdom and information that you have to yourself, because then it's just all about you and your insecurities. And this is not a time anymore about our egoic stuff. This is really about giving back. This is really about helping. This is really about contributing. This is about being part of a community, global community, and giving back in this way by sharing what we know. So this is really a call to action for light workers to step up and to start shining their light more than ever by really spreading their message and their teachings, their knowledge and wisdom, and having them step into these leadership roles. Okay. And so a couple of things that I want to also address that they had me write down here is that if you are this is for everyone in general, but especially for light workers. If you're a light worker that has lost their job due to the situation, or you're unsure of your job, or things in your business have completely slowed down or dramatically slowed down because of this, this whole coronavirus slowing down situation is, in a sense, redirection for you. So if you've lost your job, you're more than likely being redirected to something that is more in alignment, that's something that is going to help you on your path, on your journey in some kind of way. If you lost your job, this might have been the push that you needed to move in the direction that you were actually supposed to be in by now. Because what's happening is that, especially if you're a light worker who has been feeling the pull to do something bigger to fulfill your soul's purpose, but you have been holding on to jobs or businesses that you felt you needed to hold on to for whatever reasons, that were very egoic, fear-based driven, you might have lost these opportunities or these jobs or whatever it is, because this is the push that you needed to actually move your butt forward, to actually move in the direction that you need to go in. Because what happens is that a lot of times we don't recognize how we're holding on to things that aren't serving us, or we're holding on to things because we feel like we need that for security, instead of just taking the leap and stepping into the unknown and stepping into the things that we feel called to do and just going for it. And even though we don't see the path laid out yet, just knowing and trusting like it's going to be okay, because this is what it's supposed to be. And so this is the push that some people needed to finally move in a completely different direction. I know for some people, what I've been observing online in my whole entrepreneurial space is that some people have a business, and then they have like this other thing that they are really good at, that they do, that they're passionate about, they enjoy, but it's not their soul's purpose. But they've been doing this, and this has been bringing up the majority of their income. And then this other thing that they're really supposed to be doing in a more powerful way, it's been like a side hustle. It's been like the opposite, where this thing that they're passionate about was supposed to be the side hustle, and this is supposed to be the main thing. But what's happening here is that, okay, so I have to give you like examples so that it's clear, is if you are, for example, how can I give an example that nobody I know will relate to and think it's about them? But okay, let's say that you are a business coach of some kind, and this is your business, is you're a business coach, and that's how you're marketing yourself. But you also do copywriting, which is writing the words on people's websites and things like that they offer. And so you're a business coach, but you also write copy for people. And so your business coaching maybe is supposed to be your soul's purpose, the thing that you really do, that you're here to do right now. But you don't have enough clients or money coming in through business, the business coaching stuff. And so your primary thing has been the copywriting, and you've been leaning onto the copywriting a lot. And that's where you get the majority of your income from, is the copywriting. And why? You have needed to drop the copywriting by now and step more powerfully into the business coaching. But what happens is there's a lot of unconscious egoic things happening that are having you lean on the copywriting stuff more and try to bring the majority of your income through that instead of the business coaching stuff. And so what this kind of coronavirus situation is doing is it's helping us kind of drop the little side hustle that we've been attached to for so long, that has been guaranteeing us money or income or certain things. And it's like having this stuff go away, and it's kind of forcing us to step into the thing that we're really supposed to do. I hope that made sense now. Take it as it relates to you. But this is what it's really helping people with, is it's the push that a lot of people needed to really get the ball rolling, to stop holding on to the little side hustles, drop the side hustles, step into your power, step into your purpose, do the thing that you're really here to do, because that's what you've been needing to do. And it's time for you to really own that and be who you really are in regards to that, instead of keeping yourself small, holding on to the side hustle and thinking that that's all you can get, and that's the only way that you can provide for yourself, and that's the only way that you can secure your well-being or your future, whatever it is. You got to drop that and step into your power and do the main thing, the thing that you're here to do. Okay, so that's another thing. Another thing that they wanted me to talk about is this whole coronavirus thing is really helping light workers to feel the intensity of the fear-based energy on the planet at this time being felt by the majority of the people, the panic, the worry and stuff, because there's a lot of people that are empathic and they're really feeling the stress, this energy, this anxiety, this fear. And it's helping everyone who is a light worker, especially, to really feel that, to really understand the importance of them stepping into their soul's purpose and being a part of the change, being a part of the shift. Because we need to be out there educating people, supporting people, helping people heal, whatever we're here to do, to help these people not be so ego-driven and have all of this fear and this anxiety, so that this energy doesn't get chaotic anymore moving forward. So it's really helping us to see the severity of the things, right? And this is what I talked about in my video around how spiritual entrepreneurs are needed now more than ever, because I really felt that for myself. I had an experience this past weekend where, long story short there, I was in a supermarket, and the energy of the people in the supermarket was really impacting me initially. And I had my guides, shield me and keep their energy out. But initially, like, it wasn't working the way it usually does. And I couldn't understand it. And then I had a light bulb moment, because I was like, why isn't this working, guides? Like, what's happening? And then I had that light bulb moment where, I guess they explained it to me, I don't know, but it was just very instantaneous, where it was like, oh, you need to understand that people are feeling this fear, this anxiety, this panic very intensely. And you need to feel how strong that fear, panic, anxiety is. And by noticing how strong that is, you need to understand the importance of the work that you do, because you are here to help these people so that they don't feel this intense fear and anxiety and worry. Does that make sense? So we need to sometimes feel that intensity of the emotions and things to really understand, like, this is serious. Like, people are really suffering. They're really struggling. They're going through these intense emotions, and we have to rise up to the occasion and be there for them and help them by stepping into our soul's purposes and being there, providing the tools, the information, the healing, whatever we need to do to help these people to navigate that stuff, to release those emotions, that anxiety, that trauma, whatever it is, and help them to have an easier time when these kinds of situations happen. Because the truth is that we are stepping into the age of Aquarius. We're in it. And this is something that my guides had me channel on Tuesday for my weekly energy reading. I usually do weekly energy readings on my Facebook business page on Mondays. And they specifically had me say, like, the age of Aquarius is here. Like, there are going to be major changes, major innovations happening in the world. The world is not going to be the same anymore. Certain systems and things are going to start coming down, and new things are going to be rebuilt. And because old ways of doing things that are not for the highest good of people, that are not in alignment anymore with us as a collective at this time, they're going to start coming down. There is a sense of panic that arises for most people because we don't like the unknown. Even though maybe we're dissatisfied with the way things are, in a sense, we still want them to be the way they are because that's familiar to us. That's what we've known. That's what we've grown accustomed to. And so because these things are going to start coming down, the way politics or governments are, held, and education and financial institutions and a bunch of different things are going to start coming down to be rebuilt. And so as we're going through this process of breaking things down in order to rebuild, people are going to be fearful and worried, and they're going to feel uncertainty. And that's where we as light workers, we need to be out there spreading our message and sharing with our information and stuff with people, supporting them to help them to embrace the unknown with more ease and grace, to help them to remember who they truly are and to remain in that state of trust and calm and knowing it's all going to be okay, so that they don't continue to go into a panic and worry and create more of this energy in the world. We want to help people to step into the new age, this new reality, with so much more ease and grace. And so this is why our work is really needed more than ever, and why we're feeling the intensity of it, because it's really a call to action for you to realize, like, this is strong. These people are driven by these things, and we really need to be there to support them, because we need to help them to gradually get comfortable with the changes that are gonna keep coming again and again and again as we move forward, right? So this is what they wanted me to bring forward. Is there anything else? No, that's basically it. And I really hope that this has helped you in some kind of way. Please step into your purpose. Please do your light work, hold space for people. The people who are driven by ego, fear and worry and ego and stuff, be compassionate towards them. That's how you're going to help them. One of the revelations I had, which I shared on Instagram and Facebook around this, is, at first, how I was handling the whole coronavirus situation was, I was like, oh my God, like, I can just see through the matrix and the people are sucked into the matrix. And I was just kind of like rolling my eyes around it and like, whatever. Like, I'm just going to stay in my bubble and do my thing and not pay attention. And this whole thing will blow over soon. And I was just doing my thing, right? But then that's where I had that whole experience in the supermarket, where my guides initially were not allowing me to protect my energy the way I normally do. So I could feel how people are deeply being impacted, and I could have greater compassion for them and understanding for them. and to really put myself in their shoes and really be like, oh my God, like these people are seriously like struggling, and I can't just be here in my little bubble and just, be like, well, that's, that's them, and I'm just gonna be okay here. No, I had to really just open my heart up to these people and just really understand, like, oh my God, like they're legit, having trouble with this because that's where their consciousness is at, and that's what's being triggered inside of them, and they're truly feeling what they're feeling. And I have to extend love and compassion and understanding to these people instead of maybe judgment, rolling my eyes thinking, oh my God, they're like so sucked into the matrix. No, that's not the loving, compassionate thing to do. It's really about returning to who we truly are, and who we truly are is not judging these people, is not getting upset with them, getting annoyed with them, or any of that stuff. It's really about holding space for them as they're going through this process, and just loving on them while they're going through this, because that is what's going to be supportive of them as they move through this. And so that is the message I have for you guys today. I really hope that this has helped you. Hey, HODL, how are you? So good to see you. It's been a minute. Hey, Sandy, I keep hearing people I know, even just casually, saying how much they hope that the world changes for the better, that this could be a good thing for the world. I find it so heartening. Yeah, awesome. That means you're definitely on, positive vibe there, vibing with those kinds of people. So yes, so exciting. Reset, yes. Thank you, Steph. Have a great weekend, everyone. Looking forward to slowing down, turning inwards, and journaling about this past week and where my highest self is calling me to be. Love and light. Awesome. So handy. I'm so glad. So I really hope that this has helped you. It's benefited you in some way. It's really helped you have a different perspective. Again, this is nothing to be feared, and this is nothing that it's like, oh my God, it's the certain other powers that be against us. No, this is something that we have collectively manifested to spark this awakening on a greater level, to really light a fire under people's butts and really help them to start stepping into their purposes and bringing about this positive change and really moving us in the direction that we are here to move in. And that's the message that they wanted to really bring forward today. And I really hope that this has helped you in some kind of way. So if it has resonated with you, let me know in the comments below what you got out of this, how this spoke to you, what your perspective is on this. I would really love to hear from you, because I love having these conversations. And if you enjoyed this video, give this video a thumbs up, a like wherever you're watching from. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button so you never miss one of these teachings. And you get to, receive my monthly energy readings, my Friday teachings, and my Wednesday teachings that I upload from Facebook. And stay in touch with me via the social media links in the description of this video. So thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you. I really hope that this has helped you. And I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.